Okay, record. Okay, so what was I saying? Okay, so the first important tip is to optimize your profile. And by what that means is just that think of it this way, like imagine that you are not yourself and then you're coming onto your own profile and just take a look at your own profile and see, is this someone that I would want to follow? Like, do I see posts that I want to continue to see on a regular basis? So like looking at your own page from an outside perspective. So obviously the first impression is really important. So your the little profile picture, make sure it's one that is like good quality, something that piques people's interest right away when they see like your profile picture. My personal page, my profile picture, I use like a picture I got from a photo shoot that I did long time ago. So it's more like a professional quality. And then the next step would be like your bio. The bio is really important as well. You want to use like keywords that highlight essentially like, we all have short attention span. So like the first few things that people see right away, they decide as someone that they want to look more into. So use words that are more, I guess, catchy. I don't know. Like I can share my screen page. So like my symbol, I had this when I first opened my account. I haven't really changed anything, but three words or whatever that describe who you are, what like your vision or I don't know, just be creative. And I use emojis because I think that capture people's attention more. And if you have a website to like your personal business or your whatever, just include that too. It makes you look more legitimate when you have a website. So that's like the first step of optimizing your profile, making sure the aesthetics look good, and that starts to come down to like your post, right? Like instead of just randomly having a bunch of different posts, just pick like a style. There's like you can do color themes or different patterns in terms of the way that you post. Like I don't have the super clean format, but what I do is just like I like to do a quote, a picture, a quote, and then a picture, and then something with a more white background to contrast each post, just to make it look somehow there's like a style. Like I'm not following to that perfectly every single time, but like that's what I try to do. So like you can even say like a light theme and then there's a darker color and a light theme and then picture quote, something like that. So at least it's more organized in a way. So that's one way you can keep the aesthetics of your profile nice and clean. And then another thing in terms of the format, some people are really, really like very strict down to the details. Like they would even do all the fonts the same way. Like if they're posting a quote, they will use the same font, same color every single time. If that's you, go. I mean, it looks nice, but that's too much work personally for me. And I like to repost other people's quotes. Like all these posts are not from me. Like I didn't create these content. I just found them and I repost and reshare. So they don't always come out to be the same font, but to me that's okay. But if you like it more perfect and you can recreate your own content and then the app that I use to create images, like for example, this picture right here, our weekly mastermind call invitation, I use this app called Canva, Canva. That's a great tool to create like pictures and if you want to do a quote with an image in the background, that's a good way to, it's a good app to create that content as well. So, there's a lot of ways that you can create aesthetics in your page. Just make sure that it's like there's a specific pattern that you're following. Anybody have questions? So far now I'm going fast, but it's pretty basic stuff. Let me see.
Can you break down
can hear you. Is somebody talking?
It was me, Miko.
Hi, is it Mariah?
Yeah, I was asking, could you put the website down, please?
For the Canva?
Please and thank you.
Yes, Aubrey actually just posted it.
Oh, I didn't see it. Thank you, Aubrey.
Yeah, Canva.com, or you can use it on your app. There's an app you can download on the phone. So that's a great app that I use. And then, so moving forward, let me just look at my notes really quickly. Okay, so okay, and then another thing about building up your following to a very you know, to a big following, one key thing is that you have to post consistently. You have to make at least 1 to 2 posts a day. Like I know it might seem a lot for some of you, but what I do is I usually post when I feel inspired, and I usually feel inspired all the time throughout the day. So like when I think of something very valuable I want to share with others, like I would make a post. So like, and that's how I see consistent growth, because if you stop posting, people will just stop following you. Like they will unfollow you. And it's not so much about a number, but you know, like the more, what I've noticed is like the bigger my following is, the more engagement that I tend to get. So like that also generates more leads. I don't know about anything about Instagram algorithms or anything like that, but that's what I've noticed. So, you know, think about it in terms of sharing value, and not so much of just trying to get the numbers, not so much of trying to like get the likes, right? Like think of it in a broader perspective. So, post at least 1 to 3 times a day and engage with other accounts. Like you would want to look up profiles that are similar to what you're doing, maybe like people who trade forex, lady boss, or like entrepreneurs. Engage with those profiles, like people with the same beliefs, same vision, and just like and comment their posts and things like that. And you know, that's something you can check off as like your daily rituals for building a business. Like the more you engage with others, the more likely they will come to your page and look at what you are up to. So do that. And then another thing that I've really found getting more exposure to my page and more followers and more likes is using this website called, let me pull it up, allhashtags.com. Let me see if I type it in right. So does anybody know about this? Essentially, this generates the top hashtags of whatever keywords that you want to use for your picture, and that's what I found to get me the most likes and followers by using this. And you want to use these hashtags, the top 30 hashtags as the first comment on your post. You don't want to put the hashtags in the caption. You want to put it as the first comment on your post. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know. I think Lewis mentioned how like this affects the algorithm. Instead of putting in your caption, you put it as a comment. It generates more exposure. So use this website every time. Like some of the keywords that I like to use are like entrepreneurial, millionaire, like success mindset, motivation, things like that. That has a lot and lots of like people looking up those type of hashtags. So this is what I use, allhashtags.com. You guys got it? Okay. All right. And yeah, thanks, Bao. She said 11 a.m., 3 p.m., 7 p.m. PST are the best time to post. Okay. All right. So moving back to here, yeah. So like as you see, I use my the top 30 hashtags over here. It's the first comment like right after I make the post. I usually do that. So let me take my notes really quick. And then another way that you can get the best results is just like I don't know if you guys know about this, but you can shift your profile type from personal to business. And when you're in a business profile, you get to look at your insights. Basically, it shows you like what kind of posts that you make get the most likes, most comments, most followers, like when's the best time to post, how many new followers you get, all those like reports that you can check and see. Essentially, you can like back test also with like Instagram and pay attention to what type of content that you're sharing that gets you the most engagement. So remember, change from personal to business profile, and I think that's under setting that you can just change that too. Okay, step two. So the step one was all about optimizing the layout of your Instagram page. Got it? Good quality profile pictures, good bio, and aesthetics of the format. So that's step one. Step two is about value. What kind of value are you sharing with your audience? Like, remember again, like if you are not you, and would you want to see the post that you're sharing if you have someone else? So, one thing that I like to do is I just like to share whatever I've learned either from personal development or my my own personal journey in terms of my growth, spiritual, personal development, anything that I'm personally going through. And a lot of times the posts that I'm sharing, usually I'm talking to myself. Like I need that message for myself, and I know a lot of people can probably relate to that. Just be you, right? And that, I guess we can start talking a little bit about personal branding because that kind of ties into sharing value. So what personal branding really just means that I don't really know how to explain it, but like you are your own brand, like you are a walking billboard, right? So you use the Instagram or Facebook to advertise who you are. So I want to share this quick story with you guys. I told Val already yesterday. So there was this girl, Taylor. I don't know if she's on this, but she met up with me yesterday. She randomly hit me up on Instagram. I don't even know how she found me, but apparently she's a co-worker with Isaiah. You guys know Isaiah, right? Isaiah from the Bay. They work together, and I don't know why she hit me up and she didn't just ask Isaiah about IML and Forex. And that just shows you like it doesn't really matter if you have prospects that literally like right next to you. If they don't vibe with you, like they will be drawn to someone else that they can relate to more. So like just show the world who you are. Like, not everybody will resonate with like each person. So, my style is very different from maybe like Isaiah or Val or Aubrey, and we will be drawing people into us that resonate with us more just by showing people who we really are and sharing about our story. Like they always say that people want to do business with those who they know, like, and trust. And how do we build that relationship? And it's all by storytelling, just telling people about your story, what you're going through. Just be like as real as possible, and people can really sense that. Like I have so many people that I meet up with, random people on Instagram. They all tell me like they just reached out to me because they like my energy. Like they can relate to me. I'm not like the same as most Forex profiles out there, always like flashing the cars and making money that they can really trust and believe in. So that's really important. Like don't just try to be what others are doing, just be who you are. And I know it's really cliche, but like that's really what personal branding is all about. And then let me look at and then another key thing is bring emotions to the table. Like we are emotional creatures. Like we don't really go by logic at the end of the day. So make posts that can really trigger people's emotions. I talk a lot about I make a lot of those selfie videos. That's something that I think speaks to my audience because for one, they know that I'm not some random old man behind the screen. Like it shows that I'm real, shows people who I really am, and like that tells I think it kind of helps you relate to me a lot more. And most of those selfie videos, I'm just really um, I don't know if you guys seen some of those, like you see what I talk about, just like thoughts that I have about life or things that can really trigger people's emotions. For example, like I talked about how one day I was able to stay home from work because, and I love that type of freedom. I love being able to spend time with my family whenever I want. So things like that can, I think people can relate to. Thank you, Natalie. But yeah, so I encourage all you guys to do more of those like selfie videos. Just tell people about your story. I know you guys already have amazing following. I kind of stalked all of y'all's Instagram pages earlier today just to see what you guys are already doing, and it looks like you guys are already sharing about who you are and being so like unique to your own styles and but I don't think I've seen anybody done these videos, selfie videos, so maybe give that a try. Um, and if you don't want to do it as a post, you can always do it as like your story post or do a live Instagram video. That's something that I need to work on. I don't do live a lot, but and that's another way to show people that you are legit. You're not just random people like that people can really trust. So let's see. Any question? Anybody?
I have a question. Do you recommend, I was thinking about it. So, do you recommend maybe doing like, if I had a separate Instagram, like I have my personal one, and then I can create like a new one and brand it like how you did, but have something different?
Yeah, so like that's the decision that I made when I first opened this account. Like I had a personal Instagram for years and I was actually trying to build it off of that Instagram before, but it was just I didn't really I guess it kind of like your old life has it carries that energy, right? Like your
Yeah.
previous, you know, I mean, it's good in a way like people can really see, you know, most people scroll like all the way down to see who you used to be. So it helps you see like your transformation, like who you used to be to who you are now. So in that sense, it's good. But I guess it all comes down to like a personal preference. Like I at that point I like to start fresh. I like to create everything from scratch, and I want to separate personal from business. But in the end, I pretty much like this is my business account is pretty much a personal blog at this point. Like I'm just sharing my own journey, but with more like aesthetics and professionalism to it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Yeah, so it's up to you, you know, like whatever you feel like it's best for yourself. So yeah, that's
I
a
love
super.
it. Thank you.
Mhm. Let's see what else did I miss. Mm-mm-mm. But yeah, like ultimately this is just all about documenting your own journey. Like I think it's really special that I'm able to share with my audience like my own personal journey from literally like a total new beginner in trading forex and becoming an entrepreneur. Like literally like people were able to see that from the very beginning and watch me grow, and that's all like, and if people, and your goal is to attract people who resonate with what you're doing, right? Like, so whatever you're putting out, just know that that's what you're trying to attract back to you. So, and another thing that I have found to be pretty, it, it works is that every time like you make a post, think about like the energy that you give into it. Like the I don't know where I heard about this from, but I somebody mentioned how like every post that we make on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever, in a way, it's like a prayer that we are sending out. And everybody who reads it, who looks at whatever you post, it kind of they channel the I don't know how to explain it. Like the energy that they're giving into whatever you post, it's like what is it? How do you explain it? Am I making sense? Like in a way, it's like a prayer. Whatever you're sending out to like the masses, people when they read it, it kind of adds energy to whatever you're sharing. Does that make any sense to you guys? It makes sense in my head, but I don't know. So, but bottom line is just like know whatever you're putting out, like it will come back to you. So make sure you just share content that are loving, you know, that has good vibes, that like a lot of times when I share a post, I like to think that it literally touches someone else, like energetically helps lift them up, make them feel better, make them smile, whatever. Like, and I believe that people literally can feel that energy. So, and it's been working for me. So maybe give it a try. And like, I don't make posts when I'm just not in a good mood. Like I know that one of the prosperity pillars is to act in spite of my mood. You know, like I should still share content, but maybe I'll just do it like an hour later or something. But if I'm not feeling like it, I don't just want to randomly make a poopy post and call it a day. But yeah, definitely try to like hit your quota, 1 to 3 posts a day. Anyways, just do it at a time when you feel good. Let me see if I'm missing anything else. And also like use the highlights at the top of your Instagram profile page. Again, people short attention span, so they always want to check out what you're about right away before they even look into your post. So that's like do a couple that really highlights who you are. Like I have a lot of like traveling story poses, kind of gives off the impression to people that I'm always traveling. And I have my 90 days challenge. Yeah, just like do whatever that highlights who you are. It doesn't have to be what I'm doing. Let me see. And then also another thing that is great is using your story posts and just shout out people, like shout out your fellow traders or like your girlfriends who are grinding. Like that really helps people see that you are not just like this one weird person on the grind doing forex stuff. It shows you that you're part of something bigger, like you're part of a group, a community with other like lady bosses like y'all, and like we are all going to the top together. Just leveraging that story post, tagging other people, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Just like document what you're doing. Literally, like I document everything. You guys can see. Is it gonna head into service? Yeah. Okay. Does anybody have questions? Let me know. Comments. Anything that you guys use that works.
Miko, do you have that Instagram attached to your Facebook account?
That's a good question. I think I tried to once.
Because I learned something new this weekend. I learned something new this weekend. I opened up a new page in my account on Facebook, and that page is linked now to your Instagram. So whatever you post on Instagram and you want to share, you can share it on your new Facebook page, separate from your personal.
Yeah, I have learned about that like a while back, but I think I had like a random, like this Miko page to my current Instagram. I didn't know how to like delete that one and link it to my FX off page. So like, yeah, that's an amazing like tool to have, because instead of having to like post it on Instagram and go post it on Facebook, like it automatically does it for you.
Right.
But I just don't know how to do it. Was it automatic for you? Like,
so I went into my Facebook, and then I went into go to your world globe up on the right top. I want to see something.
The one at the top?
I think that's it. Press that.
That me?
Hold on. Let me get on my phone real quick. Because believe it or not, and I have to make it more of a habit to post on my Facebook, you will attract much more traffic
That's what I heard.
on Facebook because Facebook owns Instagram.
Right.
So talking about the algorithms. Okay, so I'm gonna look. I don't know if you can see. I don't know if you guys can see. You see how here it says pages? Where are you? What happened? You see how it says pages? Click on pages and see I added a new page for the business that's completely connected to my Instagram. New picture, new everything, and everything that's on my Instagram now is going to convert into that page. And when I switched I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm getting like a lag.
Can you
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So I switched my account on Instagram this weekend from, I guess, personal to business. And I incorporated the both of them. And I've just been seeing a difference by doing that. Just as an FYI.
Does it give you more traffic to your Instagram page or Facebook only?
Say that again because I was cutting out.
Instagram or by landing your page?
I think, I don't know what you just said. I can't hear anything you guys are saying. It's like fuzzy. Type it in the thing if you need to.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, I guess I have to get that fixed. So I was saying, like, that's what people are saying, like, Facebook is a better business tool, but I don't like it. Because I just don't know how to use it to my advantage. Maybe. Okay, well, I will try to sign out to link my Instagram. So thank you, Dave. And even if you have tips or things they want to share, anybody?
Hello?
Hello?
I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, I think it's only Miko.
Okay. I heard that
I
after
hear you clearly, Mariah.
followers, you're supposed to put your Instagram like on private, and then that will make people intrigued into your account and want to join and look further into you.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I hear you perfectly fine.
Okay. Can you hear me,
I heard
Mariah?
Mariah too.
Okay, so just to respond to what Mariah just said, if you think about all the major profile people who have Instagram that have like so many followings, they don't have their IG private. You never want to have somebody wait for you to accept them as a friend for them to, you know, just start following you right away. Also, with your like as much, if you're going to start putting a whole bunch of content in, Miko, that's another thing I wanted to tell you, just to clarify Mariah's question, is on Insight, you can generate what's called promotions, where you can go ahead and promote some of your the content that you put out for like $3 a day, $5 a day. I mean, you are going to pay for it. It's essentially promotions or ads that people will see that you're constantly following. But you can also, when you post things, choose countries like Australia. You can choose people in Europe, in South America. And when you generate that in your Instagram, and maybe we need to do like an Instagram, how to go from personal to business, so we can actually show them how to do it. But you guys, it's so many awesome things on there. Like she was saying, it blew my mind. I found out that I'm like 55% men and 45% women follow me on specific dates, on specific times. And it was like the most mind-boggling thing. But by doing that, I don't think if you put it on private, it would be beneficial for you. But I don't know, Miko, you can clarify that.
I love what you actually just said. I think she's trying not to get off of mute because of the static. I actually had mine, Mariah, on private for years. I've always had mine on private because I didn't really care about the followers or anything like that. I didn't want anyone I didn't know really to add me, but obviously my perspective is different now. And since I've gone public, it's only been like a couple months. I've gotten a lot more followers, especially Forex traders. I've gotten a lot of like different just Forex traders, and I don't follow a lot of them back, just a couple of the people that I really know or that I want to follow. So I've seen it make a really big difference, at least for me.
Thank you for sharing with me. I appreciate all of your input.
It's our pleasure. We appreciate you, Miko. Thank you, ladies. Really liked and learned a lot from all the different tips. While I was away for those 6 minutes, I did record those 6 minutes, so I will go back and rewatch those 6 minutes that I missed. But thank you. Hope you ladies have a great night. And I need to do some of that research, so thanks, Jay, for giving some of that insight. I'd love to do maybe another call like that and try to figure out how to do that business page.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Miko, for everything. Also, there's a lady on our page on IG. I don't know where she's calling from. So maybe next week we can pick a time where our people from all the way in the West Coast can join us.
Have a good night. Bye.